Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Alright. I'm going to start with a different deck. Very spiritual. Because I feel like you're at a very important part of your spiritual journey right now. So let's get some guidance. Alright, Wings of Light, you're becoming something new, for sure. I'm feeling that. I feel like there's a transformation that's happening, and it's a transformation that's happened because of everything that you've been through. Everything. It's like you're taking all of the lessons that you've learned and you realize now that it's time to become everything that you were meant to be. You're on that journey. You have wings to soar above all the bullshit. And you're learning to fly above more and more things, more and more obstacles. Harvest, gathering of blessings. You have been sowing seeds and you have been tending to your garden. Whether this is a creative effort, whether this is a relationship, whether this is your relationship with your children, whether this is your relationship with yourself, you have been tending to your garden. And so the time is coming for you to harvest. And what Spirit is referring to here, where the time is coming, that's for a very big harvest. This is a wonderful time for you to be able to acknowledge the fruit of your labor, to see it right before your eyes. But Divine is saying also that every day you have an opportunity to honor the fruit of your labor on a smaller level, on a smaller scale. Whether it's looking in the mirror and recognizing your beauty, or having a conversation with somebody that was difficult but you got through it and you're honoring yourself, your stability, your strength. Or if it was something that you did for someone else to show them love, honoring yourself, those are also times of harvest, where you are acknowledging your growth and your abilities and your talents and the beauty of your life. You've also got wisdom, learning, joy, art, and music. So this is about creativity. Using your creative gifts in a unique way that celebrates that special talent, that special sense of enjoyment that you have when you listen to music, or when you create music, or when you look at art, or when you create art. When you learn something, I see you reading books, I see you reading something. Some of you are going to be digging into your natal chart. You know, I always suggest printing it out, putting a binder clip on it, and keeping it somewhere nearby. You know, somewhere where you like to relax, your bedroom, your family room, somewhere where you can just take a look at it from time to time and learn more and more about your natal chart. Okay? This is going to give you joy, and it's going to give you wisdom. This is the energy of Jupiter, where you're expanding your awareness, expanding your knowledge of yourself and of the world, and also using your talents to create things that allow you to step back and say, damn, I'm good. Because you are so talented. And what's coming through is that there may have been some events in your life lately that have distracted your attention, distracted your focus from the beauty of life. It's easy to let that happen. You know, sometimes we zoom in so much into the minutia of what's going on in any given day, You know, and that's the daily grind. It's, do I have what I need? Do the kids have what they need? Do I, you know, I got to do this. What's this errand? And, but sometimes if you just take a moment to breathe and zoom out, and you can ask yourself, wait a minute, I have access to this whole world around me and within me. What do I want to do right now? What do I want to create? And that's going to reawaken your love for the gifts that you have, because you're a wonderful creator. Yeah, Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, love that, love that. I wanted to pull from this deck as well. What message do you have for this beautiful being, Divine? The elements, back to basics. Yes. See, I feel like there's been a lot going on. You might also feel like you've been having to make a lot of decisions. You may have been overwhelmed with, do I go left? Do I go right? What's the right choice? What do I do? What do I do? Divine is saying that there's a certain simplicity that you can fall in love with. Simplicity. Not allowing your brain to have to work too hard, you know? Zooming out. And seeing the big picture so that you can select what it is you want to give your time and energy to. Because you have options. There might be something that you've been, the word that flashed in my mind was obsessing over, which sometimes that happens, you know. It's like when you feel pressured to make a decision and then you put pressure on yourself to make the right decision, it can feel like, you know, it can turn into an obsession. You know, I know that word sounds so hideous sometimes because it's like, you don't want to be obsessed, but the truth is sometimes we fall into a trap of worry. And Divine says that with this harvest that you have coming in and this wisdom that you have access to within you, there are really beautiful experiences that you can have in your life that don't involve stress. And that allow you to just enjoy the simple things again. Nature, cooking, you know. You can turn making your meal, you know, I only eat one meal a day, but whatever meal you cook, or if you cook several times a day, really taking time to prepare that food with care instead of rushing through it. If you have children, you can cook with your child or with your children. Make it fun. You know? Let things be a little messy sometimes. We can make a little mess. It's okay. I'm sure you got a mop and a vacuum cleaner. You know, we can relax. We can relax. Yeah. Enjoying some quiet time to yourself. Releasing any pressure that you feel to fill up your schedule. Just allow yourself to relax and feel peace and enjoy some simple things. Okay, so this was on the bottom of the deck. It's card 6 and it's the witching hour, favorable circumstances. Okay, so let's put that together with harvest. Boop boop. I love that. You've got, not only do you have like a daily harvest, like that you always have access to, which is your blessings that you are and that you create every day, but you also have a large harvest coming in. This, for some of you, this could be a windfall, but I feel like it's, what keeps coming to me is the fruit of your labor. There's something that you have been giving time and energy and effort to. And I'm seeing 7 of Pentacles where you've been going and going and going. And Divine is blessing you with something really special here. And also you've got favorable circumstances. I feel like there's something that you've been worried about. I keep getting that energy like there's a choice that you feel pressured to make, and you have been putting pressure on yourself to make the right choice. Let's get some guidance from Archangel Michael. I'm going to shuffle this again because I shuffled it before I started recording, but I want to shuffle again. Thank you, Archangel Michael. What message do you have for this beautiful being? All right, your vibration is rising. This is card 43. This is a time of great spiritual growth for you. You are evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency. Yeah, you know what I can tell from this is that you're not doing the same old stuff you used to do. You're not around the same people that you used to be around, because anytime you're elevating, there's something that has to go. There's something that has to go. But you know what? You see that smile on her face? Whatever it is that you're letting go, allow this to bring you joy. Because Divine is saying that there's something that you are releasing, 1111 on the timer, that you may feel down about it, or you might feel pressure. I'm getting like a big burden on your shoulders. That's what I'm feeling that you might feel. But Divine says that this release was meant to bring you joy, because now your load is lighter. Divine says you were carrying that burden because you weren't at the level that you're rising to now. Now you don't have to carry that burden. They're saying that it is a gift to be able to release this burden. Trust your angels. Ashe, and I'm going to add to that. Trust your angels. Trust your ancestors, trust your spirit allies, trust the divine, and trust yourself. Trust yourself, because guess what? We pulled that wisdom card. You have wisdom. This is also a card for Goddess Sarasvati. Okay? And she is the goddess of, the Hindu goddess of wisdom, knowledge, learning, and art and music. So if any of that resonates with you, you might want to connect with her energy. Let go of your expectations of how your dreams will come true. Trust that heaven has a perfect plan. Trust that the plan that will unfold for you is divine. Trying to manifest something is like, you know, you want to get to point Z from A, right? I want to get from A to Z. But you might not be able to see what Z looks like. Right? You might not know how it's going to look in the end. But that's a part of the process, is not knowing certain things. You may have even had a vision of what something will look like, but you don't know what comes between A and Z. You know, like, you know where you started, you know where you want to end up, but you don't know all the points in between. That's a part of the process. On any divine journey, there has to be trust. And so if you know it all, there's nothing to trust for. There's no reason to trust. There's no reason to have faith. So wherever you might feel like you have a blind spot where you can't see it completely, or how it's going to look, or what the next step is, that's where faith comes in. And that is always a requirement for a divine path, a divine journey. Okay? I also see there, it's like they're presenting you as a child. And so what divine is bringing through there is that this journey was not meant to be grueling. It is meant to be joyful. And I'm getting 6 of Cups energy, where you will, on your journey of manifesting what it is that you want, you will be recalling some memories from the past. Okay, now I'm going to be honest, divine is bringing through that some of these memories are going to be, you know, you might remember some times that were painful in your life, but that is going to help you on this journey, because there are some painful times in your life that actually will inspire you. And it's your ability. 1444 on the timer. Ashe, you are so protected in your new beginning. 1444. Okay? 1444, you're so protected. Divine is saying that some of these memories that were painful, it's a treasure. that you have those memories, because it allows you to understand the pain that other people go through when they're going through something very similar. Also, on your journey of manifestation, you will be recalling positive memories, happy memories. And that's going to inspire you. It's like smells that you remember from the past that bring back a good memory. You know, maybe someone that you love, smelling their cologne or their perfume and having a good memory of someone that you love that maybe has crossed over, or smelling a certain food that brings back good memories of your childhood. So memories are going to be very important to you on this journey of manifestation. Okay, particularly some memories from your childhood. This journey is going to help you to reconnect with your childlike innocence. And a lot of fun is going to come into play there. A lot of fun. Divine wants this journey to be fun for you. Okay? And there will be work. There will be times where some things are unknown. But there's going to be a lot of joy for you. I want to start with the Afro Goddess Oracle, and then we'll go to something else. We'll see what Spirit leads me to. Thank you, Divine. What does this beautiful being need to know right now regarding their current experiences, situation? Okay, the stork. Yeah, change. I keep getting that. That came through at the beginning of the last reading. Change. Well, you know, you're upgrading. I feel like there's lots of changes regarding your social circle, your social environment. But also I'm getting a harvest energy here with this garden. Yeah, remember I said you're tending to your garden? You are, and you have been. That's why you will be eternally blessed, love. You have nothing to fear. The ship. You're moving from something that was terrible. You're moving away from something that was terrible. There could be, there could be some communication coming in regarding some abundance that you're going to experience. Okay, that fish card signifies abundance. It could require some hard work, but Divine is saying that it all depends on how you look at it. Okay, it can be hard work if you allow it to be that in your mind, if you look at it in that way, or it can be a process of enjoyment. Because with this ship here, you're moving to calmer waters. You're moving to abundant waters. Okay? Also, do pay attention to your emails, to your messages, because an opportunity is going to be coming in for you, or some good news of some sort that brings in prosperity. Yeah, see, this stork card, some of you could be, some of you could be experiencing a physical pregnancy, or this is a spiritual concept where you are birthing something very creative and beautiful. But I also feel like you have birthed a change. You have manifested a change in your world. This is something where you're moving from one place to another, from a place that felt like you were experiencing poverty, whether that was financial poverty or spiritual poverty. It's something about an environment where you were not able to experience the abundance that you are owed. Okay? And so by opening up to this change, whatever this change is, whether it was letting go of certain people, or changing your work location, or moving to a new home, whatever it is that you've let go of, it's allowed you to access more abundance in your life. And this is abundance in all ways. Spiritual abundance, and financial abundance as well. I want to get some information on this change that you've experienced, that you're experiencing, and any guidance that Divine has regarding that. I want to see what's going on specifically with this change that you've manifested. Okay, so it looks like it's something related to either where you live, where you work, or your finances. Okay. There's a new opportunity here for you. Oh. There's something that was refused here, because we've got this new opportunity which you manifested, but it's almost as if in order to manifest that, you had to let go of something that seemed positive, something that seemed like it was okay. You had to make a sacrifice. Yeah, you had to make a sacrifice in order to manifest this new opportunity, this new abundance. You had to let go of something that seemed like it was what you wanted at one time. So you gave up one thing in order to manifest something else. And what you gave up seemed like the be-all end-all. This is almost like giving up on what seemed to be your dream job, but trusting that this opportunity, which was new, something different, was really for you. You did this to create more balance in your life. This also could have been, you know, regarding a home or a move. Maybe you gave up on one location in order to go to something else. For some of you, you may have moved away from a relationship, so you had to give up living in one location in order to get your freedom and go somewhere else. It's like you wanted more balance, fairness, and peace in your life. So you chose peace over what seemed to be fancy and, oh, that's what everybody would want. Yeah, but what strings were attached to it? What were the strings? What was the real cost of all that extra? You know what I mean? 23 on the timer. Ooh, ashe. There's something you gave up in order to have your peace. And you chose something that seems simpler, or it might, you know, and what's coming through is that could have been a part of this change. Was like, some people may have looked at you like, well, why are you doing that? Like, or, you know, I feel like there were some comments, you know what I'm saying? Some stinky comments made about this change, because to some people, they may have said that you were downgrading, but oh no, you were not. Because you knew what was right for you. And Divine says that what you did was you chose your own justice. Because whatever that was that seemed so shiny, okay, I also feel like there may have been eyes on you doing this. With the sun, it's like everything's exposed, you know. It's like it wasn't done in the dark. It's like eyes were on you, so you may have felt like, oh God. You know, it can be hard to do something big in front of people. And so as the Queen of Cups, see, and I can tell you're moving in your heart space, because you're showing here as the Queen of Cups. But it may have brought some heartache, that sacrifice that you made. It may have caused some heartache because the choice that you made, whether this was to leave a relationship and be alone, or to change to a different job, or maybe you left the workforce completely. Maybe you're doing things on your own now. You're taking the path of a creator. You know, it's something that you gave up and walked away from, where other people were like, yeah, but you know, when you do something that's big and it's right for you, there's always going to be naysayers, because that's kind of a part of the test. You know, are you really going to choose yourself? Divine, where is this headed for this beautiful being? What's the benefit of this change? Okay, well, you got the Emperor. Oh, you got the Emperor. You got Knight of Wands, Daughter of Sticks in this deck. Oh, and you on that horse. Okay. This is so beautiful. So not only, this is John Horse in the Hoodoo Tarot, but it's the Emperor. Divine says own your choice. If you haven't done this already, own the choice that you made. Because what you did is you gave up on the Matrix. You gave up on that programming that the Matrix handed you and said, this is the way you're supposed to do it. This is the type of relationship you're supposed to have, or this is where you should be in your life by this age, or this is, okay? And you said, no, that does not resonate with me. That does not work for me. I'm going to do what I choose to do because that's what's right for me. You chose to listen to your intuition. And even though that caused you some heartache, and you heard snickers, and you heard, you know, some jabs, and people doubted you. I feel like some family members may have doubted you. That may have caused some real hurt there. I'm hearing former friends. Former friends. Like your contact list may have shrunk a bit through this process. Because what you realized was that the changes that you were making, you either wanted genuine support or nothing at all. You didn't want people on the sidelines just judging you and then calling themselves your friend. You've got Knight of Wands here, Daughter of Sticks. So you're on that horse. Look, this took a lot of inspiration and motivation and drive. See, now I see why that Wisdom card came through, because you made a tough choice. And what I'm getting here is the energy of creation. I do feel like you are a very powerful creator. And it's like you create with all of your chakras, not just the major ones, but all the chakras throughout your body. It's like they light up when you create. That's why Divine was bringing you to that Wisdom card of learning, joy, art, and music. Also, the card that said that your vibration is rising. Oh, that was Archangel Michael. Yeah, your vibration is rising. You know why? Because you chose yourself and because you chose your creative path. And for that, you are going to experience a big harvest. I feel like you're already experiencing that, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale, but right now you already are witnessing the fruit of your labor. Like I said, with that, I see the Seven of Pentacles where you've had to be patient. You know, it might be, like, let's say if you're an artist, it might be an invitation to participate in some sort of art expo or something like that. Or, I don't know, if you create music, somebody might invite you to perform at a festival. But it's something. Also, even on a smaller scale, like, celebrate your work. Whatever it is that you create. Hang it up in your home, or listen to your own music, or, you know, like sometimes I'll look at my videos like when I'm editing, and I'll just let myself kind of sit back and take in what I'm saying because it blesses me. I learn from what I channeled in a video. So take time to enjoy and honor and appreciate what you create. Because as artists, a lot of times it's easy to criticize your work, but you have so many reasons to celebrate your work. And then you've got the Strength card. And see, that's what comes from all of this whole journey, is that you have developed an incredible amount of strength, beautiful being. You know? Also, what I see here is I just got chills. You have taken that, like, most people would not want to cuddle with this creature right here, right? I don't know, is it like a mountain lion or something? It's beautiful, whatever it is. I love it. But it does look a little ferocious, right? But that's you, like, cuddling with it. Because the things that used to scare you don't scare you anymore. And you've had to conquer a lot of things. Whether it was people talking about you behind your back, whether it was spiritual attacks, because people who are drawn to my content, a lot of them have experienced spiritual attacks, and that's real. But along the way, you have learned how to rise above that and not cower in fear and just sit over in the corner shaking at the people who have chosen to be your ops. Day after day after day, you are becoming stronger and stronger. And you don't let those attacks frighten you anymore. Because you're greater than that low vibe and evil energy that they try to throw your way. And that's a part of that message where Archangel Michael is saying that your vibration is rising. As your vibration rises, the same old shit that used to take you down, it doesn't take you down anymore. It can't, because you're too high. You've grown. Also, I feel like this is not just about strength regarding attacks around you, but those demons that used to haunt you, whether it was from your past or ancestral patterns that you sort of inherited, which we all have those things to work out and heal. That's what you've been doing, is recognizing those wounds and healing them, getting to know the energies that used to haunt you and understanding that energy and allowing yourself to become healed. And you've healed yourself by having courage and by doing the things that have frightened you. You have stepped up to the plate. You have shown up for yourself. And when you showed up for yourself, you've shown up for your ancestors and for your spirit allies. And for that, they are so very proud of you. They are so in awe of your strength and your courage. And for that, they will never leave you alone. 3333 on the timer. This is about you collaborating with your spirits as you create. You are never alone. Well, okay. Okay, KK. All right. Yeah, I want to pull from here. Yeah. Oh, Divine says to be playful. Sometimes, yeah, that was coming through before. Like the daily tasks that seem monotonous or boring or like maybe even a little overwhelming. Make it fun somehow. You know? Make it fun. Like anytime I'm cleaning the house, I'm playing music. I'm dancing, I'm singing, I'm jamming, you know? It's like it has to be fun for me. Or I might be listening to videos that inspire me. That's a great thing. Like when you're cooking or when you're cleaning, you can listen to a video that inspires you. I do that while I work out. I'm almost always listening to something. And sometimes I get on like overload of what I'm hearing. So then I'll put on some mantras or I'll just be in silence. And I love silence as well, you know? But try that for those daily tasks that seem, you know, either annoying or... Okay, now look. This card for chaos, it landed right on that Three of Swords. So I want to take a look at that. Let me see. What's this chaos about, Divine? Differences. Okay, so there's somebody here with some differences. This could also, because I saw the message card in there. Confidence. Okay, I did see a message card in here, and it's rigid. There could be a conversation that someone wants to have with you, and it could regard some chaos. We're going to take a look at that. What is this one? What is this chaos about, Divine? I want to start with this one first, and then we'll go to that one. What is this chaos regarding with this Three of Swords, Divine? What is this chaos about? Oh, okay, it's upside down, but let's see. Since it, okay, oh, a boss. A boss. Okay, so you may have had an interaction or some communication with a boss who is what? What is this boss? What's what's going on with this boss? Well, okay, I feel like there's a boss here or some sort of someone who was, now this could be in the workplace or it could be someone around you, like in a community that designated themselves as the boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in charge, right? So it doesn't have to be in the workplace. It could have been in a social group where somebody is trying to act like they are large and in charge. We do have mature man here, right? So this could be a masculine energy, but also we've got Jezebel. And moving on. You know what's coming through? For those of you in the workplace, there could have been a boss who is masculine, who allowed himself to be duped or controlled by a feminine energy that is very controlling, very deceptive. You know, it's like, oh, I can do this and get my way. Well, I don't even do that well because I don't do that in real life, but you know, the I'm not good at batting my eyelashes because I don't do that shit, but but it could have been somebody who was like under this person's control, right? Because they looked the part of what this boss wanted, you know what I mean? And so maybe this Jezebel was kind of running things in the office or in the workplace or in the community or whatever, because they were using their sex appeal or their looks, or they may have even been using witchcraft to control the situation. And you know, witchcraft, it can be candles and oils and herbs and roots. It can also be gossip and lies and all of that. That's witchcraft as well. You know what I'm saying? But see, here you are moving on. And that could be your situation. That could be your story, where you were in a toxic environment, whether it was a job. I'm definitely getting that with the boss card. Or a community. You know what I'm saying? It could have even been a relationship where you were married to someone or in a relationship with someone, and then they were controlled by a Jezebel. And so you said, I got to get the hell up out of here because I'm not about to do this. But you decided to move on. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Tell me more about this transition. Ooh. So whoever this Jezebel was, because we put them in the past tense, whoever this Jezebel was, they were a copycat. Look at her looking around that corner. All right, let me take all the notes. so I can be like collective. Yeah, this Jezebel wanted to be like you. And they were taking notes, constantly trying to be like you, and using the charm that you naturally have to use on this boss or this mature man, to manipulate them. Wow. Shocking, surprise, unexpected. What is this surprise pertaining to, Divine? What is this surprise? Cool guy. Attractive. Authoritative. Okay, now that could be you as well. I mean, masculine, feminine. But you know what I'm getting is that there's someone here. Okay, so throughout this process of you going through this conflict with whoever this was, and this feminine energy that was controlling and manipulating, you have manifested admiration from, it could be for some of you, oh, some in my eye. Okay, you know, that tells me somebody looks at you and they admire you. When someone sees you, they're just like, yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking. The way that you handle this situation with grace and with dignity, it's admirable. But you have gathered the admiration of people around you, because these are positive energies with cool guy and sweetheart. Okay, you have gathered or attracted the admiration of other people. And it's not to say that that's why you did it at all. You did what you did in order to protect yourself and to protect your energy. But the thing is that when you are divinely aligned, the people who are meant for you will be drawn to you. And that's exactly what's happened here. I also feel like with these hearts around here, okay, and with him being called cool guy, it's like you have definitely attracted the attention of someone who is attracted to you. They find you attractive. So for some of you, what you may have found is that in this process of choosing your true destiny, you have begun to attract someone. This could be someone who has expressed either romantic interest, or it could be platonic, but it's positive energy. Also, what I'm getting is that there are people who have not even spoken about their admiration, but they definitely see you. And what's happened is that you have someone here with self-doubt, envy, and insecurity who was over on the sideline eyeing your process. This could have been this Jezebel or other people, the naysayers, who were doubting your transformation. But while they were in their feelings, sitting there stuck, you were on your divine path, choosing to move on. And you were attracting admiration from people that you may not have even been aware were watching you, but you inspired them. Yeah, I want this one. You inspire people. And this says for this this card here, sweet, compassionate, and innocent. Those are the traits that people see in you. Authoritative, attractive, the main character. Yeah, now see, this message keeps coming through. I feel like this is someone who wanted to get at you. Like, this is, okay, I can tell you who this message is from. These people sitting back who are feeling insecure, and this Jezebel, all of these low vibe people who have been observing your progress, they still don't have anything positive to say. And why would they? They were too busy wanting to be you, so they weren't going to muster the strength to encourage you because they were too busy sitting in their envy, right? But I feel like there's something that someone would want to relay to you, whether it's a text message, whether it's an email. I feel like it is written, okay? For some of you, it could be a phone call, but it's just, it feels messy. So you might, if you don't have every single one of these people blocked that were bringing negative energy to you on this journey of transformation and of you moving on, you might hear from somebody. For some of you, I'm getting that it could be in a group chat, a group text, okay? So you might notice over the next couple weeks that someone pops up wanting to communicate something to you, but resilience is your superpower. You are resilient. And so there's nothing that, especially with you in that strength card, there is nothing that anyone can send you that would bring you down. But their intention is to cause chaos, right? Because I see that. I see that. But the problem for them is that they don't know who they're messing with, because you are strength. You have the strength that you have manifested during this whole entire journey. So whatever little message this is, I'm getting that for some of you it could be an invitation to something. But you know, I always say it's one thing to be invited, it's another thing to be welcome. So I would definitely be cautious. I'm getting for some of you it could be something pertaining to that job, like if there's a banquet or like a cookout or like a some kind of get together. It could even be a birthday party that somebody from this environment, this social group or this old job is having, and they want to invite you. They only want to invite you to start some mess. This event could be at someone's home, okay? It could be at someone's home. It could be a little party, some kind of shindig. But also I'm getting that for some of you, you moved to another location and you're busy enjoying your new environment, okay? Yeah, look at this card here. Take a step back, withdraw and evaluate, reflect. So divine is saying that whatever this invitation is or whatever this nonsense is that they're trying to reel you into, don't even entertain it. I'm seeing this this person here with their hand up is like, nope, I don't have time to entertain that. So yeah, divine says you can't fix them. You can't fix them. Whoever these people are that took you to a space at one time of Three of Swords, you have recovered from that. You have built yourself up. But you know, sometimes people can tug on your heartstrings a little bit because you are definitely a beautiful being that has healing energy. And so when you have that to give, sometimes you want to just give a little bit. Divine is saying, put that hand up and be like, I don't have time for it, because you've done too much. You have a heart like a lotus flower, and you have expanded not only in your wisdom but in your courage and in your confidence. And so being around anyone from this old group would only test that. And you don't need to test it because you already know that your compassion and your healing journey is legit, okay? It's authentic. So anybody who comes around wanting to get in your business or wrap you up in some chaos, you don't have time for it. Why? Because you are experiencing a sudden influx of wealth, okay? And because you are experiencing this abundance, whoever is sending this message to you is like a test, because I feel like it would be very distracting if you got involved in it at all. This could even be because it did say message of concern. It could be an invitation, but I'm seeing that for some of you with some of these really evil energies, they might want to wrap you up in something where they make you feel guilty. Like, oh, I need some help. or I'm experiencing, you know, maybe they'll say that they're going through a health crisis or something like that. But you really have to consider who it's coming from, because these are people who once had you in this state. This is a person who once had you in this state. For some of you, it's someone that you were in a relationship with. Okay? So Divine is saying, please don't entertain this. Whatever this message of concern is that they send, it could be shocking. For those of you that it's an invitation, it could be shocking that they just even reached out, because you're like, the nerve. Like, after all you did, now you want to invite me to a damn party? Like, what? I don't think so. Like, the audacity, right? But for some of you, that shock would come from where it's like, oh no, you know, Ray in the hospital. Oh no, you know, it's like, it's something that would pull on your heartstrings. It's something that would pull on your heartstrings, and it would test you, making you want to reach out, perhaps. But Divine says that it's a test, and it's something that would distract you from this path that you're on of attracting major abundance. Okay? All right, beautiful being. I'm going to close with... What am I going to close with? Another Archangel Michael card. Okay? Your energy is so beautiful. It's so lovely. It's just, it's refreshing. It is a breath of fresh air. That's why you got these people like this, these high vibe beings admiring you. And then you got these people over here all stuck in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you naturally attract, because you're divinely aligned. And I can feel that. I can tell. Your energy is so beautiful. And the more you continue to create and experience, allow yourself to experience joy in every moment of life. Like, wow. I just looked at the sun poster. My eyes went straight over there. Success, abundance, because that's what you chose. You chose to live a life of true success, which is joy. You chose your joy, what makes you happy. Be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth, then let Source take it from there. And I feel like that's the beautiful thing about you, is that in your dark moments, in your light moments, in joy and in sorrow, you always know that Source has got you. Source has got you. Your spirits are with you, and the energies that you work with, the elements. You know, it's like you truly are supported by so many wonderful, beautiful beings around you, whether it's your ancestors, your angels, the archangels. And you know that everything, every choice that you've made, even the very difficult ones, have led you to a place of true strength and of trust in the divine. So keep trusting the divine. All right, beautiful being. I hope that you enjoyed these messages. I hope that they brought clarity, comfort, and good vibes to you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy. And I wish you so many blessings. Take care.